just one step before, namely when we're talking about executives and their job. Yeah. You said before, and it's absolutely right, the development and the maintenance of the strategy is not an afternoon job.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's the job of the executives, and they are paid full time doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Afterwards, when the strategy is defined, managing then is supported, of course, by the portfolio management, and the portfolio management in those terms does anything different than seeing what are the ideas we have and how do they contribute to the strategy and the vision broken down to, let's say, years to contribute.
But see, this system of transparency only works if you have multiple layers of the pyramid involved in the process, and every layer of the pyramid knows this is my job. My job is to provide the data.
Absolutely.
My job is to convert data into information. My job is to use KPIs and to identify opportunities and threats, right? Executive role will always be, I always say an executive wants to sit in an expensive car. They should know a little bit about an engine. They should know something about the overall mechanics of a car, but in reality, what they do to measure the car is they use their gut feeling, they use their foot to feel, they feel the steering wheel, they look out into the future, and they read the dashboard, right?
Absolutely.
And creating efficient dashboard, there's more work to that, as you and I know, than most companies are willing to acknowledge, and you need a staff position to do that.
And there is one amendment I would like to make to have or to enable the portfolio management in an organization is you need to provide them with the value chain so that they understand what are the values we need to measure to develop the company further, because without knowing that, they cannot select the proper projects and programs to do the optimal contribution to the important factors on the one hand side, by having on the other hand side the focus of, can we finance that? So financials. Do we have the manpower to do that? And do we have the skills to have this running? So if you want to have, or if you want to enable portfolio managers to be in the position to do their job, the executives need to provide a strategy and let them know how to measure it, and which values for which criteria are asked at which point in time.
Okay. So let's get back to the balance score, because we left off with a present state. First stage, you do present state. What's the next approach in the strategy development? What do you do with the people that you're working with?
What I'm doing the next step is I'm selecting a year in the future, and normally I try to take, let's say, around years, so like 2030. I'm not taking 2028 because nobody remembers. So let's, for example, 2030.
Round it up, okay.
And then we develop a vision for the future. So first starting with the key components, what or where when you want to be there. So for example, if you have key competitors, you could say you are number one there. Or if you see that you need...
or what markets you're in and what markets you're not in.
Exactly. That's what I just wanted to mention. Or other specific products you want to establish which are not...
And then there's all these bingo words: vertical integration, horizontal, up and down.
So what may be important is those are all targets that are from a current point of view really far away. So not something that is
but they
easy to
define. So if I say I want to run a marathon, that's a long-term goal. But then to say, well, what's the route? What are my milestones? What is my pace? See, that's how we're breaking it down.
Exactly. And those are then the next steps. So first we're defining 2030, and then we see how do we need to break it down in year targets to have the evolvement over time.